Welcome back. Now, you don't normally find me at a kneeling position in the old Bingley Wheeler garage, but today I want to talk about a bit of kit that I've been looking to acquire for quite some time now. It's absolutely bloody freezing today, and although this garage is fully insulated and lined throughout, there's oh fucking hell. Hey up, welcome back to the old Bingley Wheeler garage. Now then, I'm just about to unpack something that I've been seeking to acquire for the garage here for quite some time now. Finally got my hands on one. Now, although this garage is fully insulated and lined, when temperatures are as low as they are today, round about 0, there's only so much you can do. Unless you're going to switch on half a dozen electric radiators and send your already extortionately high energy bills spiralling ever further upwards. So, I've got myself here a diesel heater for the first time. Never used one before, don't know how to set it up, don't know how they work, etc, etc, etc. So yeah, follow me along this here journey of discovery, and let's start by unboxing this here diesel heater, see what we're getting and see what progress we can make. Right, let's crack on, eh? Ooh. One thing that's guaranteed whenever I open a package in this here garage is a wash and an unhealthy degree of interest. Right then, what we got, Eddie? What we got, Eddie? Instructions, blimey. Go. That's a big book. I hope it's in 500 different languages with it being that thick. Right, well, that's what that gets in box. So time for me to bury my head in the instructions and see if we can get a bit of assembly sorted and then a bit of usage. Right then, let's have a bit of assembly. Now on the top there's some instructions about what you should and shouldn't do in terms of safety. So always important to read those. But if we have a look around this, basically what it is a heat exchanger. So you've got a tank up here and these readouts of how much diesel you've got in there, and in the bottom you've got the heat exchanger. So I'm not sure what the diesel capacity is on this, we will soon find out, but this is just a preliminary assessment of this bit of kit and the assembly. So yeah, it's quite a heavy thing, about the same weight as a car battery, I would say. It will run off a 12 volt battery. And there's also a mains adapter for it to run off household mains. So yeah, let's crack on with a bit of assembly, see how we get on, because I have to say the assembly instructions are minimal, and my biggest criticism would be that nowhere in the instructions does it tell you which of these underneath, this is the bottom of the unit, which of these is the intake and which is the outlet. So intuition told me that's the intake, that's the outlet. but I had to do an awful lot of research on YouTube to eventually find a similar unit to this, not identical but similar, which suggests that this is the intake where that supply pipe is there, and this is the exhaust outlet, which is sort of consistent with some of the bits and bats that you get with the hardware, again, which are not labelled. There's a bit of guessing going on, but anyway, should be fine. So let's crack on. So assuming that's the exhaust, and I will not fire this thing up until the manufacturer gets back to me with a definitive answer, but Logic's telling me that's the exhaust, which is consistent with what we've got here. Try again. There we go. I always find with these DIY endeavours, then when you get your hands on a tool that you think will do everything that you need, it's never the case. Alright, that's secure there. Right, let's get some Fiat on. So of course you have the option there to screw this down onto some platform or other. Right then, let's flip it the right way up for now. So there we go, intake, exhaust, and being an exhaust, hey, it's got a silencer. Now then, apparently this here, that's a drain hole. Believe it or not, that's a drain hole, so that needs to be facing downwards. So the correct orientation is vertical, not horizontal, like so. Oh, let's get the old Jubilee clip on again. There we go, drain hole at the bottom. Right, air filter for the intake, small Jubilee clip again. Right. Right, apologies, after I fitted this bit, the exhaust muffler, the camera stopped recording. It's the memory card was full. So down to me that. probably worth saying at this point, I bloody hate this camera. It's a Nikon Z30 or Nikon Z30 for my American friends. The autofocus on the Nikon Z30 is a pile of junk. Even when you have it in manual, when you put it onto manual, it'll just, of its own free will, suddenly default to autofocus like it did at the beginning of this video, and start hunting and ruining the shot. So just Nikon. It's your worst Nikon camera I've ever owned. Enough said. Right, hey, where was I? The bit you missed. Right, what you missed. The air outlet. So it's dead straightforward. It's this big hose, it goes onto there, big Jubilee clip, and there's like a, don't know what you would call that at the end there, a vent of some description that goes on the other end with a big Jubilee clip. Right, so that's very, very straightforward. The other thing is this control unit here, which you can have stored there, tucked away there, or you can have it elsewhere, because if you pull the lead out, you've got a connector there which you can extend with this bit of kit that they supply here, and that means that you can locate the control panel some distance from the actual unit itself, if that's what you want to do. So there's that. And the other thing I covered before the camera kindly let me down, we'll just pop this back. Like that, sits there normally. Is if we look at the power supply, you have two options at the back here, two options. One, connect to a 12 volt supply, 12 volt battery, car battery, motorcycle battery, leisure battery, whatever, 12 volt supply. From there, if you want to be independent of mains. If you want to run off mains, then there is a mains adapter, thus which does the same job, supplying power to the unit. Okay, and there's various other little bits and bats to customise your fitting arrangement. Yeah, so that's that. So far so good with the assembly. I just need to get some diesel. We'll top this up, see what this is like in its operation, and yeah, camera willing, we'll do that as soon as I've got some diesel, whenever that is. Oh!